I've had the Islamicist groups, I've had the white supremacists, I've had the Hollywood crowd, I've had mainstream media bully me for 20 plus years that I've been on air with litmus test about, do I support Israel or don't I? And I've been very, very clear that I do support Israel. There's videos on YouTube that have been re-uploaded where I said that in 1997.
What I wanted to say is this. I want to say this out in the open. I support the Jewish state of Israel. They have been in that land. That is their land.
And then I would just get bullied online and by leftist publications going, Jones hates Muslims. Jones is a racist. Jones is probably on the payroll of Israel. Never been to Israel. And then I've got all these people bullying me constantly, saying I'm an Israeli agent when I have absolutely never been to Israel. And it was actually their bullying trying to make me be anti-Israel that made me study it more and become pro-Israel. So good luck with all of that bullying that's gone on. Accept our ideology or you're a Israeli shill. Accept our ideology, and all these groups want to bully you that we're going to call you this big power name. We're going to call you an Israeli shill that supposedly has all this power if you don't do what we want. Well, then I am an Israeli shill. There you go. It's not true, never been to Israel, but if it makes you feel powerful, if that takes your power word away, I'll do it. I'm sick of the bullying out there to get on some bandwagon against Israel. People are like, you Zionist filth. This is fake Zionist stuff. You're on the frickin' Zionist payroll. And I just want to say to you people, okay, I am. Okay, I'm on Zionist payroll. I'm just sick of everyone being obsessed over Israel and acting like they actually are the dominant factor. You look at the globalists and the Islamicists, they're the new game in town. They're the new boss. You move aside, Israel. I know, you used to talk about how powerful the Muslims were, and I didn't believe it, but behind the scenes, they run the Federal Reserve, you name it, they're really coming after us. Now, the communist Chinese basically run this country the last 20 years until Trump showed up. And so the communist Chinese are being evicted. Quite frankly, I'm sick of the obsession with Israel. I mean, I just don't get how there's this right-wing thing, particularly on the fringe of the right wing, that just hates Israel and then just ascribes to it magical powers. And they just use Israel as a political football, like a voodoo doll that all the evil in the world's heaped on, while meanwhile the UN's running around colonizing countries all over for corporations, murdering entire villages on a daily basis. Just an excuse to point your finger all day long and say Israel's the problem if you fall on a damn banana peel. And I'm not here kissing the ass of Israel. Okay, and that if somebody falls on a banana peel, Jews did it. If somebody falls on a banana peel, a Jew did it. I mean, it gets a little old. It's a big cause celeb, not just with liberals, but with a lot of so-called conservatives, to obsess over Israel, to hate Israel, and to want to destroy Israel. And there's a lot of weird globalist propaganda as a litmus test to hate Israel. I'm just not into the whole cause celeb thing for Palestine. I've been bullied and brainwashed my whole life about it. It's like Israel's the one trendy thing you bitch about it, and no matter what else you do, it's okay. And a lot of people out there have been brainwashed into just obsessing on Israel all day and hating Israel, and it's quite frankly shameful, because you're not intellectuals. All you know how to do is say Zionist, 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 until I want to throw up. This obsession by all these losers with Israel, and it's just all a load of crap. You've got Funyuns and Hot Pockets in mommy's basement and have learned the word Jew and can say it over and over again like a magic word. The extreme right wing's magic word is Jew or Zionist, and all I hear about all day is Israel, 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 Israel. Israel runs everything. Israel put me in charge. Israel wipes my butt in the morning. No, Israel doesn't. But I just don't want to hear Israel bashed anymore. I don't even want to hear the debate or the discussion, because it's them trying to set the parameters of the debate with this obsession on Israel all day. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing about Israel. I'm tired of it. And so I want to go to David Horowitz now, because I want to just say proudly, I agree with 95% of what he's saying, and that I just am proud for all the anti-Semites and the Islamicists and everybody else who've been trying to bully me and tell me what to do and make up crap all these years. What you've said I am is now coming true, because I support Israel's right to exist. Israel's not going anywhere. They got nuclear weapons, and they're not our enemy. Leave them alone.
They're not our enemy.
Leave them alone.